Have you ever thought of starting a martial art to get fit and healthy? Well, don't until you watch this video. Hey guys, it's Farhad here from Fit with Farhad, and if you're new to the channel, first of all, thanks for joining me. Now, if you are expecting a big ass, steadied up bodybuilder to preach to you about health and fitness, then you're in the wrong place. However, if you want to be more Bruce Lee than Lee Priest, you're in the right place and you're going to love this channel. So make sure you press the subscribe button, you click that bell notification, like this video, because you're in the right place to get the kind of fitness advice and knowledge that is made just for you. Now let's crack on with today's video. Okay, it's a little bit of different change of pace to my usual videos. I'm going to do a top 5 video. I'm going to tell you the top 5 martial arts to do to help you get fit, healthy and strong. Okay, now before we get into the countdown, let me just explain why I think everybody, yes everybody, including you, should be doing a martial art. Martial arts have been around for God knows how long, and there's no other physical discipline, in my opinion, that is like martial arts, because you're learning so many things with one type of training. You are getting trained in the art of self-defense, which in today's world more than any time is crucial. You are getting fitness and strength development. You're getting confidence like no other, because let me be brutally honest with you, if you know how to fight and if you know how to defend yourself, that gives you another level of confidence that honestly goes beyond how big you look. You also get to learn something cool that's practical, and there's this whole element of spiritual discipline within many martial arts. So from that point alone, I think training in a martial art is really important for nearly everyone out there who can get into a gym or a dojo or a dojang or some type of training facility where they teach a combat sport or martial art. But in today's video, we're going to specifically talk about the top 5 martial arts that I think are the best for fitness and strength. My personal fascination with martial arts started in the 1980s, and if you're a millennial, you're probably spoilt by things like Netflix and Sky Box Office, and the next part probably won't make sense to you, but we actually had to go to a place called a video shop where you rent your films for 24 to 48 hours on big boxes about this big called VHS cassettes. Anyway, the joy and thrill of going into a video shop, not only because the martial arts section was dangerously close to the X-rated video section, but more importantly, because of the amazing types of films you could find in the martial arts section. You get your typical Jackie Chan Drunken Warriors and Bruce Lee Into the Dragons, but you also get some really obscure films as well. I remember seeing one Chinese film where 2 guys would draw upon each other's strengths by sticking their thumbs in each other's belly buttons. Weird. You know, you might have seen these memes floating about on the internet about bodybuilders versus fighters and which one you'd rather meet in a dark alleyway. But guess what? I've got a really funny story at the end that I'm going to share with you. But let's crack on with the countdown. Now, before we start the top 5 martial arts to get fit and healthy, I thought we'd have some honourable mentions. And where better to start than one of the best martial arts to get fit? Boxing. So why didn't boxing make the cut? Well, despite being one of the most accessible forms of combat sport to become fit and healthy whilst learning a self-defense style, I thought boxing was a little bit too obvious. And not only that, despite providing an awesome physical workout, boxing only really uses the hands. So unlike other types of boxing, such as kickboxing, you're not going to get as great a workout because you're not using your legs, if that makes sense. But that being said, boxing is certainly an amazing way to get fit and healthy whilst having great fun and learning a self-defense style. Now, you've probably never heard of Sanda or Sanshao. It was born in China and it is a type of Chinese boxing. It kind of looks like Muay Thai or kickboxing, but unlike Muay Thai and kickboxing, it does allow hip throws. Sanshao and Sanda is practiced by Shaolin monks, which makes it even more credible. However, it's hard to find in the UK, but if you can find it, it's probably a very interesting martial art to learn. Sandal was probably made most popular by Kung Lei. You might remember Kung Lei from famous kickboxing fights, and he even had a short career in MMA with a couple of MMA fights in the UFC and Strikeforce. But Kung Lei is probably most recognized for the fact that he is in a few movies and TV shows such as Walker Texas Ranger and the Netflix martial arts drama series that wasn't that good, The Wu Assassin. Now before we get into the top 5, we've got to mention mixed martial arts. You're probably wondering, is mixed martial arts going to make the grade? I mean, the UFC has made it so popular. Well, as the name suggests, it is a mixed martial arts and a mixture of martial arts. Ergo, it's a hybrid martial art, which means there are different styles that make up a mixed martial artist's arsenal. And the two main styles are grappling and striking. So we could discuss all the different grappling and striking styles a good mixed martial artist use, such as Vale-Tudo, which was very popular in the 90s, and Sambo wrestling, which was made very popular by the UFC champion Khabib, to the striking elements such as Muay Thai, kickboxing, and boxing. So let's start off with the top 5 in an unlikely place. We're going to venture off to Israel. Now you might have heard of Krav Maga, you might not have. Krav Maga was born as an Israeli martial art for the special forces and the military. And in the 70s, the founder of Krav Maga decided to open it up to civilians. Krav Maga became really popular in the last 5 to 10 years thanks to celebrity proponents such as Daniel Craig, Tom Cruise, J-Lo and Angelina Jolie, giving it so much credibility for its physical fitness elements. But that aside, it's a pretty good martial art to learn for self-defense as well as being physically demanding for training purposes. So you're going to get great calorie burn and physical fitness as a result of training in Krav Maga. Okay, let's go to the land of the rising sun and the spiritual home and birthplace to many martial arts as we head over to Japan and we discuss Kyokushinkai Karate. Kyokushinkai Karate is a form of karate, as the name suggests, which is a full contact style without any padding, as you can see in these videos. Unlike the other martial arts on this list, it's a traditional style, so you're going to get that discipline element and traditional element if you're looking for that traditional Eastern style of martial art. Now, Kyokushinkai and its sister martial art Seido Kaikan produced many great fighters in the K1 kickboxing world. These included the late great blue-eyed samurai Andy Hug of Switzerland, who was notably famous for his Andy Hug axe kick, Greece's Nicholas Petas, Sam Greco, and the Iron Man of Kyokushin himself, Francesco Filho of Brazil. Us. Number 3, we are going to talk about Capoeira. Now, Capoeira was a martial art that was born in the slums of Brazil, used by prisoners as a hybrid dance/martial art style. As you can see from the video, it uses a lot of flexibility, a lot of acrobatics, and a lot of gymnastic style of movements. And because it's a hybrid of dance and martial art, you're going to get the best of both worlds here in terms of a physically demanding workout. And if you can pull off these kind of moves like TV's Latif, who is a capoeira stuntman, you're probably going to be a very, very fit individual indeed. We're going to stay in Brazil for number 2 as we discuss Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a form of Jiu-Jitsu that was made very popular by Royce Gracie and the Gracie family. And although there are different types of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Barra Jiu-Jitsu is probably the most popular version. Royce Gracie was known as being the little guy in the karate gi in the early UFC fights who demolished fighters that was twice the size of him. He was popular and he made UFC what it is today. But Gracie Barra Jiu-Jitsu and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is an incredible martial art to learn. In fact, it's one of the most popular self-defense styles and martial arts for fitness right now. It's physically demanding and incredibly practical, and it's great for families to learn as well. But number 1 probably comes as no surprise to you as we go to Thailand for Muay Thai. Now, obviously, I'm going to be a little bit biased here with Muay Thai boxing because it is my own personal martial art that I practice. and fell in love with in 2001 when I ventured off to Thailand to learn it myself. I've been fortunate enough to train in Thailand a couple of times, and I can hand on heart say that this is the most physically demanding and fun martial art you can learn. It's also very practical and incredibly tough to master. And I'm going to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I chose Muay Thai, other than the fact that I thought it was incredibly cool looking and had a history behind it, unlike kickboxing, which I was doing at the time, I just wanted to look good naked, and the guys that train in Muay Thai were shredded. I wanted to look like them. I figured if I could train like them, I'd look like them. So there you have it, my top 5 martial arts to get fit and healthy. Okay, now I did say I'd share a funny story with you, but before I do, if you like this video, if you got value from it, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, click that bell notification. And now for that funny story. So I was in a shopping mall once. I was in the High Cross Shopping Centre. This was going back about 9 years ago, and I was just browsing through a shop, and you know, I was in the EE shop. It was called Orange back then, I think. There was a dude in the shop with a hoodie on. It was a really big guy. And I'm not talking about muscular. Like, this guy was big. And he had this top on that piqued my interest. It said, I'm not going to mention the name of the gym. I don't think it's around anymore. But it was a gym that he had just started that was focusing on martial arts. So obviously it piqued my interest, being a martial artist myself. So I asked him about this gym. And he turned around, looked at me, looked me up and down, saw that I wasn't exactly the biggest guy. He said, our gym does this, that, and the other thing, and we will take people like you who've clearly not trained a day in your life, and within 6 months you'll be fighting in the ring or in the cage. And I thought, never trained a day in my life. Cheers, dude. I could probably kick your ass. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you, because one of the things I love about martial arts training is, especially if you're a lean guy like me, I mean, you look at Bruce Lee, for example. I'm not comparing myself to Bruce Lee by any means, but we're unassuming. You know, nobody can really tell that we train, and I think that's a little bit dangerous. And there's another story I remember about Master Sken. I don't know if you guys have heard of Master Sken, but Master Sken was one of the founding fathers of Muay Thai in the UK. He came from Thailand, and from what I heard, he was a doorman in the beginning. He was a short, slim Thai guy, and he used to get basically picked on being a doorman, being so small and lean. And, you know, normal doormen are massive burly guys, right? Well, he kicked some serious ass from what I hear back in the day, and he gained a lot of respect, and a lot of people wanted to learn Muay Thai from him. But that being said, I hope this video has helped you make a decision on what martial art you're going to do. If any of these martial arts have made you think, you know what, I want to check these out, pop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you as to which martial art piqued your interest the most. Also, if you think I've missed anything out in this video, I'd love to know your opinions and your thoughts. I mean, I'm not saying that I have the definitive list. There are probably martial arts that I've missed out of here. This is just my opinion. Please share with me what you do as a martial art, what you think is a martial art or a combat sport that is far more effective for fitness and strength than the ones that I've mentioned. I'd love to see if we could create a follow-up video to this where I can share what you guys think are the top martial arts and combat sports for fitness and strength. So with that, have a great day. I want to share a video with you right now where I critique one of these old fights that I found. So you guys can get to check out one of my Muay Thai videos by clicking this link that's going to pop up now. I'll see you next time. Sweat more, suck less, and stay awesome.